Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your February 2021 love reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. That is not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything. Okay, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, February 2021. Building and strengthening love within your life. Virgo, February 2021. Building and strengthening love within your life. Okay, now before I call upon the angels and spirit guides to guide this, I want to let you know that this is going to be a very different love reading than what we're usually used to. This is going to be a love reading to build love within your life, to make you a center, a beacon for the love that you want within your world, for the passion that you want within your world, and to really move forward in that essence. It's calling back the sacredness to love, which I feel quite strongly has been taken out, which is an absolute shame. And it is also going to be a little bit shorter. I'm trying to do them shorter because I do know you guys have requested that. And it's going to just be a little bit different because we're spicing things up just a bit. Okay, so let's see here. Virgo, angels and spirit guides, guide this reading. Angels and spirit guides, guide this message. Show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, guide this message. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. One bonus card. And let's see your chakra energy. This is going to be the energy that is a bit blocked, okay? This is going to be where we need to pay a little extra time, give a little bit more TLC to. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. Virgo, February 2021. Building and strengthening love within your life. Virgo, February 2021. Building and strengthening love within your life. Virgo, February 2021. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic, these four. Okay. So we have here abundance, the root chakra. Then we have rebirth, the Earth Star Chakra, located 6 inches below your feet. Then we have grounding, again, the Earth Chakra. And finally, we have dreams, the third eye chakra. So let's see how the chakra message correlates to what the tarot is saying. We start off here with the Two of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, that's heavy energy coming forward, most definitely. We then have the Empress and the King of Cups. So this is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Just gorgeous. You have the Empress right here. This is prosperity. This is bounty. This is, because we're talking about love here, this can also very well be pregnancy. So if you're wanting to get pregnant, that's awesome. If you're not, just be mindful, okay, during this time. Most definitely. But it's also the passion that you're nurturing within yourself. It's also the bounty that is coming forward within you and that you are growing. So that's really, really beautiful. You have the Eight of Wands, things moving fast. You have the Death card, the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. This is also Scorpio energy right here, amplified by the King of Cups, because Scorpio is water sign energy. Time frame is October 23rd to November 21st. Your bonus card, the Ten of Wands. Something is ending, and we can see that really quite powerfully here. There's almost like there's going to be a resurrection of being, but there's a mourning over what has changed, what you have tried to carry, what you have tried to make work, that hasn't. And it can be an old idea of love, most definitely. It can be a relationship that scarred you, and even though that relationship might very well be over, okay, the scars still last. It can also be your childhood, the way you were raised, the home you were raised in, and the fear that was there around love, or, the kind of, I'll only love you if you achieve, or the fighting between your parents that you saw, or whomever raised you that you saw. And that all scars. I know people don't think that it does, but it definitely has tremendous power, more so than we realize. So here, let's talk about your chakra energy. We're starting off with the root chakra. We're starting off with abundance. At the root of you, there is this abundance, there is this gloriousness, but it seems blocked, and you can feel it. You can feel that you were meant for more. It kind of feels like that, but it's not in that egotistical, I'm meant for greater things sort of way. It's in there's a power to me, there's a flowing to me, there's a nurturing to you, okay? To you, Virgo, that you need to call forward, that flowing through you, that power within you that needs to come forward. There's an abundance to your being. There's a passion to your soul that needs to flourish, that needs to be brought out. And it's something to do with what will inevitably bring forward the abundance of love within your life. Because this is walking a path of love. This is making life kind of the poetry of love. And we've taken that away. Our world sits there and we see love as a very, sometimes it's almost depicted as a very violent thing. It's a very, intense thing. It's all consuming. It is, what life is based off of. And yes, it is what life is based off of, love. But not in that erotic, sexual way that our world likes to portray it as, but in something calmer, something gentler, something more nurturing that I really feel our souls long for. Because if it was just, have more sex, your life would be better. I mean, that seems like an easy fix, right? That seems like, okay, that's great. Do that. And then relationships would be solved. Life would be happy. Everybody would be walking around perfectly happy. But that's not how it goes. It just isn't. There needs to be that connection. And here, within these videos, it's within this guidance from Spirit. What Spirit is saying is that they want that connection to be built within this world. They want that love to be brought forward, for people to live in that love instead of in so much of the sorrow that they have. Now, whether you're in a relationship, or you're looking to be in a relationship, or you're just happy being single, okay, this is walking in love. This is walking in the sensuality of your being. This is calling forward your passion. And it's letting that be a part of you, because that's what brings your abundance. But that's what feels so odd, because it can start off by feeling very vulnerable to sit there and say, this is my sensuality, this is me. But it doesn't have to be in any other way than you are nurturing that within you. It's kind of like you are pregnant with the infinite possibilities of your prosperity, of your abundance, of your passion, and you bring that forward into the world. So there's going to be this sense here of this nurturing energy within you to build forward that love and that real turning within, to let yourself rise in your energy vibration, to raise your energy vibration. And you're going to find that those who are baseline, those who aren't going to rise, they're going to leave. And those who are going to rise, they stay. Now you might find yourself through a time of isolation, and it's through divine isolation that you find yourself growing, that you find yourself stepping into the person that you were meant to be. Now, divinity doesn't mean, well, it can mean for some to be isolated for quite some time, but it doesn't mean that you are lonely, okay? It means that you are connecting in a way that opens up your world, a way that brings forward prosperity that you hadn't seen before. So even if you're going to be saying, Dane, I haven't, been with a partner in such a long time, why am I going through this? It's our time of isolation that brings us into our power, that has us connecting with our own sensuality before we start really concerning ourselves with another person's, because that person's energy can become overbearing. Now it is time to be reborn within your sensual understanding of you, within your pleasure, within your passion, within what you desire from life. And that's within your rebirth and your grounding. This is within the way that you are seeing yourself move forward. There's definitely, because you have it repeated so many times, there's definitely going to be a shift from the way that you expressed yourself in love, in the way that you saw yourself in love and in passion, to the way that you see yourself now. I see you stepping out of a shadow when it comes to love. You're stepping out of a shadow and you're spreading your wings. You're embracing your passion. You're embracing your prosperity. You're embracing your bounty. You're looking at things in a new way. It's been a hard metamorphosis for a lot of you, most definitely. But there's a grounding that you are needing. There's a way of looking at the soil that is around you and saying, am I planting myself in the best place for me? Am I taking up nutrients that are going to guide me forward, that are going to lead me into my power, into my beauty, have me grow, have me become the person that I absolutely need to be? And there's a sense here of more on the horizon for you. It's going to be a painful rebirth. Just really seriously, there's going to be something here where you think of fighting it, or you are so comfortable in the way things were, even if you're not comfortable, even if you're sitting there and saying, Dean, I hate this. I feel like I'm trapped. I feel like I'm in a gilded, beautiful cage, or not a gilded, beautiful cage, just caged, and my voice is silenced. This is where you're finding your voice again, where you're finding your passion, your purpose, your power, your brilliance. You're stepping into that, and it has you stepping into you. And it has you grounding yourself in what's absolutely desired, grounding yourself in new ways of moving forward, new power becoming you. You're taking up these nutrients from the soil. You're seeing the energy that you're planting yourself in. So the nutrients from the soil, they're the fuels that we have, the way that we feed ourselves, the foods that we feed ourselves, the drinks that we drink, the people that we surround ourselves with. And it's also our ideas. So when your mind starts visualizing being in a relationship, does it go to an angry, violent place? Does it go to that relationship where you were belittled? Or does it go to that relationship that you observed where the person was belittled, where the person was made to feel less, or to look like less? And are you saying, that's not me? I can't open my heart that way, because either I will never be that person again, or I never want to be that person. Sometimes we find that when we focus on not being that person, we call that energy into our lives, because we attract people who, because we've been sitting in that wound for so long, okay, who have very comfortable energy to us. They have the same wounds, okay? They could be angry, or they could be, frightened, or whatever it is. And we're calling that scar forward. Here, you're going to see yourself ripping away the scar, being reborn. And it has you focusing on your dreams, on your passion, on what you desire. Your dreams, your third eye, your angels and your spirit guides are really going to be speaking to you through your dreams, through what it is that you want. So when you go to sleep at night, talk to your angels, talk to your spirit guides. Say, to your spirit guide, please guide my dream. Give me the information I need as I sleep. Guide my sleep. You can find that you have a much better night's sleep. You also awaken, maybe not right away, but as you're getting ready for the day, you start to see questions unfolding. You start to see answers coming your way. You start to see, truths coming forward. And that's because you're focusing on your dreams. Now, name your angels or your spirit guides because it helps you relate. It helps you, even if you're sitting there and saying, I don't believe in angels or spirit guides, then it helps you connect with your subconscious. It makes it into a being that gets a voice. And that's very important for our minds to understand. It moves you here, okay, as you awaken. And that awakening to the answers, it can feel a bit uncomfortable because you're needing to trust that. You're needing to trust the way that you're moving forward. You need to trust the connection within your mind and not just think that you're making up stories, because you're not. You're really connecting with your subconscious at this time. It moves you to the Two of Swords. It moves you on a path forward in a way that felt barred to you before, in a way that made you think, I can't move this way. Like, I can't, move forward the way that I wanted to, because you saw two roads. And this usually very much happens in relationships. We get to a certain point in life and we see ourselves as too old, or we see ourselves as aging. And it's like, oh my gosh, I have to, because there are these two roads. Either you get married, or you're going to be, what is it, like a spinster for the rest of your life. Those are still the fears that people have, or, just single forever. It has a different connotation with men. But still, there is that sense here of being judged. And what you're looking at is you're looking at your roads forward. And as you step into your sensuality, as you call your sensuality into being, it's like, I need to walk the road that is right for me. So instead of worrying what people will think, or instead of, even for some, it's that biological clock that's ticking, it's sitting there and saying, okay, there are different options. The world has broadened. There are different options open to me. I'm not going to let fear guide me. I'm not going to let fear take over me. I am putting in divinity's hands what divinity can create. And as you put into divinity's hands this power, this purpose, you see yourself becoming more. Okay? You're going to see roads open to you that you never thought would open. You're going to see power come your way that you thought would always be denied. And as this power comes forward, and as you step forward in this truth, what you're going to see is quite intense. You're going to see the vampiric energy that was draining you. You're going to see the worries, the doubts, the fears, the chaos that was taking away your prosperity, your wealth, your bounty, your abundance. It starts to fall away. Not in the fact that it just ends, but in the fact that you start seeing it, you name it, you see your power, you see your truth, and you see the leeches that have been stuck onto you. Now, it can be the leeches of fear because of what you have seen, because of what you have experienced. The fear of the unknown can also be definitely one of them. It can be the people that you have had in your life, right? It can be the parents that could never truly love you. The father that was always angry, the mother that was distant, the fear of abandonment, the partner that you had that started off just wonderful, just absolutely the best person you could ever have imagined, and then slowly and steadily eroded everything that you thought about yourself, eroded your confidence, eroded your well-being, took away just such a vital part of you. And you felt so embarrassed that it happened, because by the time you realized it, it was like you were in too deep at times. Or you thought, oh, I'm just making things up. The Four of Pentacles, it comes at us in odd ways. The leeches to our happiness, the leeches to our sensuality, the leeches to our being of self. It can even be being disabled, sitting there and looking at yourself and saying, who would love me? And it doesn't even have to be being disabled. It can just be not looking like a Victoria's Secret model and saying, who will love me? Well, why wouldn't they love you? Why wouldn't they love you? That's now what it is time to say, is that you are worthy and built in love. That you were created in love, and that love moves you forward. So these new paths open up. They definitely do. But it's this old conditioning It's this hurt, it's this pain, it's the leeches that try to take it away. So that's something to be very mindful of during this time, that as you're building your identity, you're stepping into your sensuality, as you're calling forward the power of intimacy, the power of sensual understanding, that there's this fear that's going to come in. There are these heartbreaks and disappointments that are going to bubble up, Virgo, that say, oh no, you're not worthy of it, when you are absolutely worthy. It moves you to the Empress. It moves you to nurturing and taking care of and focusing on building this prosperity within your life. Now, here, the Empress is depicted as a pregnant woman. She usually is, in a lot of decks is. But it doesn't have to be that at all, okay? It is building and nurturing this passion within you. It is stepping into your role, okay, as sensual being, as oh, that's so interesting. So Spirit just said, as stepping into the role as the fertile, embrace of your own sensual self. Because what shows the power of sex other than, pregnancy? You can see that, yeah. And it lasts for so long. So it's a sense of showing the power that love brings forward. Love creates life. Now you could say sex doesn't have to have anything to do with love, and that's absolutely true. But when it does, it's transcendent, okay? And that's what we want. We want that transcendent love. And no matter where you are in your journey, no matter how you are moving yourself forward, no matter what you are embracing within your life, it is time to embrace the transcendent beauty of love and to nurture that within you, to call that forward, so that when people look at you, they see love, they see passion, they see radiance. It's not that they see it, it's not dressing a certain way. It is that radiance from your aura, from your being, that is just so different than the rest of the world, because it's calling forward that passion. It's moving forward in sensuality. Now, it doesn't have to be every moment of every day. That's astoundingly hard to do. But it's rooting yourself in this. And it's more often than not, you get to be in love with your life. You get to be in love with yourself. You get to embrace the sensual aspect of you. And it moves you to being the King of Cups. And why that's so important is because as you're nurturing this prosperity and this bounty, as you're claiming something that was lost to you so long, it was stolen away. And it doesn't matter how you identify yourself, what gender you are, it was stolen away. That beauty of sensuality, that passion of simply being you and being exquisite. The King of Cups turns inward. The King of Cups says the answers aren't found externally, they're found internally. I'm turning inward and seeing and nurturing who it is that I am and what it is that I want from life. Because we cannot control any other human being. I always love, whenever I say this, and whenever Spirit shows it to me, he shows me my nephew. And my nephew's not even 2. And I swear to goodness, that little boy has such a strong will of his own. And he will do what he wants to do, And it's very hard to kind of switch that. And if you cannot tell the littlest of children what to do and make them listen, without getting angry or losing your temper or anything like that, then how can we do it with adults? Adults are better at giving us lip service and saying, oh yeah, I'm listening. Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking what you say into consideration, and then just doing what they want anyway. So here, it is understanding that everybody has their own path to walk. Everybody has their own truth. But now it is time to embrace yours and make yours kind of the center of your world, because you are the main character of your story. You're the main character of this movie. So here, what you're doing is you're looking at yourself and saying, I can't control any of you. And you're looking at some of them and it's like, I don't even want to. But now I can embrace and be emboldened by me and walk into that grace, walk into that bounty, walk into the beauty of what I am nurturing. And it brings a change. It brings a profound change where it's kind of like, ready or not, here it comes. And it moves you to this dying away of the old self, this rebirth of the new. It moves you into a place of that's interesting, of the little death, of orgasm bringing transformation. Okay, so that can be very true for people. But it's also through the sense of embracing the passion, embracing the sensuality of the body, embracing what it is that you desire. And knowing that, yes, there are different phases in life, and there are different ways that intimacy is brought forward. But it's having that intimate understanding of your inner soul, your inner self. And it's radiating it outward. It's showing how life evolves and how life changes, but how we don't become obsolete. No, yeah, that's definitely it. Because it's almost as if, especially for women, and you can say the same for men, but men have, it seems like a little bit longer of a shelf life, right? If you're going to be cynical about it. But it's almost as if once you step into knowing yourself, is when the world says, oh no, you're no longer as attractive as you should be. And that's just wrong. Here, with this transformation of being, you step into knowing yourself, and it brings you into a deeper power, into a deeper strength of your being, of your soul, that doesn't get to be, poo-pooed anymore, but gets to be honored. And that change comes in, and it has with the 10 of Wands, it has that sense of kind of being knocked off your game. Like you might sit there and feel like, oh, I don't know how to traverse this. I don't know how to move forward in this change. It's because you cannot carry everything for everybody else. It doesn't let you soar. So what you're doing here is you're letting go of all that you have carried so that you can fly. And it's also watching something end so that new beginnings can come. It's an end of a cycle that has to do with passion. And it can be the way that you saw passion, the way that, you thought passion was supposed to be, the sensuality of being, the sensuality of self. And now it becomes a deeper understanding of that sensual, passionate truth. It leads you to your subconscious chakra message, which is relationships, which is what we're talking about here. This is the Sacral Chakra. So the Sacral Chakra is where a lot of negativity is held from this life and from past lives. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing a release of that negativity. You're seeing a release of those patterns. Now, the patterns can also be, generational curses, things that you've inherited from your family, from the people who have raised you, from, past hurts and traumas. And what you're seeing here is you're looking at them. You're looking at what has held you back, and you are saying no more. You are strengthening the relationships within your life by first and foremost strengthening the relationship that you have with yourself, opening up those doors, embracing that power, moving forward in that sense of purpose and self. To sit there and say, this is what I want for my life. You're looking at those relationships that have left scars and saying, you don't get to control me anymore. I am building a world based on love, and that love gets to be part of my life. And this then has the energy, the sexual energy, held within the sacral chakra. It also has the creative energy held within the sacral chakra. So when you let this energy forward, it becomes very, very sensual, very passionate, and astoundingly beautiful. It moves you. To your subconscious tarot message, which is the 8 of Pentacles. Your hard work, your dedication, your discipline pays off. Now you have the repeat of the number 8 here, which means that you can take this astoundingly seriously. Don't take it too seriously. I know you're sitting there and saying, it's love, it's what I want in my life. I want to walk a life of passion. I want to walk a life of sensuality and, and beauty and brilliance. Do not kind of take it as something to control. This is something that needs to fly free. It needs to be unburdened. That's why here you have the burdens going on the bird and you have the bird falling down. Because if you try to control this, the only thing that happens is it falls away. To really see all your hard work pay off, okay? and to really see yourself step into that such sensual kind of bliss that we want to live in, is to be in the present. And it's not every moment of every day, that we get to have sensual bliss in our lives, but it is stepping into that moment. And it is saying, I'm here, I am present, and this is me. This is feeling the breath. This is feeling the body. This is, communing with the soul, knowing that the past is simply built off of pain. If we live in the past, we live off of pain. Even if it is the most brilliant memory, it can never be achieved again. So it will always bring a bit of sorrow. You live in the future, you live in delusion, because it hasn't happened. And we do not know the twists and turns that life will bring. This is working and cultivating a brilliant and powerful present that brings forward bounty into your life. And that changes the way you see your passionate truth. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as you move forward, connecting with your sensual self, letting yourself step into that power and being reborn in that passion. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.